Thank you to all my attendees for being here. This is the final session of the 2 month long series that we have been posting. I was just, sitting with my team today to run few numbers, and I think we have crossed 400 plus participations in this forum. We have done 13 sessions back to back. We have been running for last 8 weeks. This is the final 2 hours. We have had 37 speakers, and it has been amazing. This is the first time at Intersect that we decided that we will be doing a virtual festival. I mean, most of us know Intersect as the annual festival that we host at our campus at Masters Union in February. But then, I mean, the community has grown over the last 3 years. We started Intersect in 2023, September, with the first event where we said we want to bridge the gap between industry and academia. We started as a half a day conference, and then we are now today at about 1,000 plus members who call Intersect as their community, and we are membership across 20 plus countries. My name is Ankur Vora. If you don't know that already, I mean, I have not spammed you enough on WhatsApp and email and LinkedIn. I don't know, but I head the institutional partnership at Masters Union. This is our final session. We'll have 4 sessions today. We'll start with one of my dear friends, and a very, very distinguished career counselor working in Enko group of schools in Africa. I have had the honor of knowing Kate for at least 4 years now. And thankfully, we also had Kate at one of our intersects that we hosted in 2025, if I'm not wrong, around the time of IC3 or maybe 2024. So she corrects me, I'm in 2024. And we also remember traveling to 5 Indian universities together over a course of 1 week when she was part of the Indian universities tour for the African counselors fly-in. So she is very, very devoted, very, very focused. I know it for a fact because she is a dear friend, and we talk many times over about her work and my work and how we can probably collaborate. At Masters Union also, I remember we collaborated post her visit in 2024 when we had a summer boot camp, online boot camp that we had hosted for many Inco students, again, because of her efforts of opening doors to any kind of world-class opportunities that she can bring for her students. Kate has been working for last 8 years with Enco Group of Schools as head of university admissions, and she also manages the IB communities. She's looking after the IB communities development in Africa. When I was thinking of the final set of conversations, if you are with us from the first few weeks, we have been focusing on Middle East, we have been focusing on Africa, and we have been focusing on India. And today we will have 2 sessions from Africa, one with Kate and one with the Dean of African Leadership Academy, which is another unique school, very, very prestigious school in Johannesburg, which has students from all 54 countries on the continent. And I'm so happy that Hatim is going to be here himself for that session as well. I visited ALA in 2019, so I'm so happy that we are having for the final session, Hatim. So speak till the last. I mean, and also remember that all the sessions that we host are being recorded. We are going to use them on our social media platforms. So please be very mindful of the way you engage at this forum. And we also would like to acknowledge that all the audience who have joined us live, I am unfortunately, because of the limited time we have and back-to-back conversations we have, we cannot bring you online, but we are monitoring the chat section, the Q&A section. If you have any comments, any feedback, please do type in, and we'll be happy to take those up as and when it comes. And any encouragement is most welcome. Please do encourage us. Thankfully, I've been receiving emails and WhatsApp messages on my DM. Happy to read them out here as well on the chat screen. If you like what the other person is doing or working upon or saying, or you want to contribute, please feel free to use the chat box. So that's my introduction. Kate, what an honor to have you here with us. Lovely to have you here. Please, you have something to start off.
Good afternoon, Ankur. Thank you for having me. It was a kind of very lovely introduction. I'm really, really happy to be your guest today because you know that we really talk a lot and we exchange ideas, but sometimes we think that, okay, we need to reach out wider audience so the people learn about us. So, as you already mentioned, I work at Enko Education for 8 years already. And and I started building a university and career guidance program at Enko Education, which is now known as Knowledge for College. It's one of its flagship program that Enko Education runs in its schools right now. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I want you to start off. I mean, you're doing some phenomenal work, but I also remember the first time I asked you about Enco schools. It was you mentioned something like we are doing international education, not only for elite students. We are democratizing access to international education to a lot of African kids, and that really motivated me, encouraged me to know more about Enco group of schools, and then we got to work together. So tell us a little bit about maybe 5 minutes about the history of origins of Enco schools and the vision and mission of this institution.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, what I want to do, we are really distinguished group of schools in Africa because we are African international school of choice. Because in our concept, we have the word African, meaning that so it's not only international. So now our mission is not like a drive students or like a bring only international curriculum and just implement it there, but how we combine and take this African concept, culture, language, history and everything and merge it with international. That's why like our schools, like when I've talked to many parents, they always say, and people who are even applying for jobs, they always say, because I like that there is an African international school of choice. So that's what we are trying to do. This was a little bit a brave project and brave concept to bring because not easy to do, but I think we are succeeding right now. Currently, Enco Education is a little bit more than 10 or 12 years old, but we already managed to have 19 schools in 11 countries. And those 11 countries are a mix of West Africa, southern part of Africa, and the latest expansion was to East Africa in Kenya. So, yeah, very diverse and with many common features together.
Amazing, amazing. And I was doing my research. I was also reading, and I saw that you just signed up an MOU with a school in Nairobi, in Kenya. And I was seeing your
Yeah.
founder and the school owner in Kenya also. At the signing ceremony of the MOU, and I saw some videos. So great. And I also went back and saw the first video on Enco Group of Schools. I mean, two of your founders. I mean, one is Eric, right? Eric was talking about, I mean, a young guy from MIT comes in and wants to reshape the way African students access international education. And then he talks about how sub-Saharan African students are underrepresented in top universities around the world. He specifically mentions MIT, Harvard, Stanford, and he said, I want to give this access to. And I think the other co-founder as well has gone to study at Harvard or some Ivy League institution. And so, what a story! I mean, what a genuine story of. And having traveled in Africa, I know how hard it is to build institutions in Africa and
Yeah.
to have. And so I want to again acknowledge them for starting this and then growing this. I mean, you mentioned 11 countries and 19 schools already, if I'm not wrong, that's the number. But having you around for 8 years, I mean, such a dynamic lady yourself, to have you around for 8 years and you contributing. I have seen you represent ENCO at global forums in US, in UK, and I mean all the places. I mean, even in India, you came for IC3 and our Intersect and all of these places. I mean, so you are also encouraged and motivated. So maybe, we can also talk about what, I mean, I'm sure the founders and the leadership is great, but the work culture is going to be amazing. And then I think the most important thing is the students. I mean, what kind of students make an ENCO student?
Yeah, exactly. That's true. The whole network started with one school with 4 students in 2013. So now we're
Oh,
too
wow.
big to be even to count. So and the commitment was, yeah, exactly. The beside that, the school is built to provide this international education and give skills. What's next? So I mean, okay, what school gives the students? I mean, what is the human development? And the idea really came with this with the fact that the sub-Saharan students were underrepresented, and even until now, the percentage of students who have access to higher education is quite low comparing to other regions of the world, and. That's why the Enko mission was developed in a very simple way, being a launchpad to the world's best universities. So
Yeah.
this is the mission that I signed up for, and I said like when I applied, and I said, okay, that's what I want to do. I mean, give options and the choice, because I see that personally every human feels freedom and independent when they have a freedom of choice. So this is not to limit the students, but open more doors, and then it's your choice. Enco students now, that's what we are very proud of. They are very autonomous, very independent. They do have capacity to reflect, and they're not afraid to explore new challenges. They will do research, they will ask questions, but they still make their own decisions. They're open-minded, and they know that they need to succeed. They must succeed as well. And they're adaptable. They're adapting all different areas, because if you can imagine how drastic changes, even culturally, climate-wise, or environment-wise, they go through when they go to another continent, for example, for their education, it's huge. But they cope with that, and we're already so happy that we already have our alumni even coming back and already working with us, which is amazing story. So I would say they are the most aspired and most goal-oriented students in Africa right now.
God bless them. God bless them.
Mhm.
And so thank you, Kate, and thank you for joining this mission. I mean, to have you as, setting up the university network, and I mean, the kind of work that you do is tireless, amazing. So tell us a little bit
Thank you.
about, I mean, what approximate number of graduating students from ENCO schools? I mean, what countries do they come from? What kind of universities or programs they want to travel to, or are they staying back in Africa? Just a broad idea so that people get a sense of the ENCO group.
Okay. The broad idea is in every country where we operate, we are mostly oriented to recruit local students. So that's why our schools, comparing to any other international schools, are most affordable, and we try very hard to keep it affordable. So as
Affordable.
many, yes, so as many students as possible can have chance. We also give out scholarships to very talented students to join. So we do have highly students in the network as well. So they come from all over the places, all over the continent. But vast majority will be always local students, and also the same with the staff as well. Our teachers, because we invest a lot in professional development as well. So the um, plus 90% plus or 95% plus, maybe very hard to say number right now, but they're all local students. So, and their aspiration, like as usual, a couple of years ago, maybe was like a US, Canada. Canada came a little bit later, yeah, on in like a US, UK, definitely West Africa was going more to France, like that direction. But like a world is changing, and we've seen this in this year, especially like a very very dynamic year for us, yeah. So, and you know what, the idea and this understanding within the students. So you know what, there is not only destination in the world that is good and that gives and will help me to achieve my goals. They're very open-minded. We see a huge trend going towards and other European countries as well. But most importantly, we see the trend students wanting to go to African universities.
African
And this
universities.
is, and yes, and I think this is another strength that this type of really high level, highly minded,
And
uh,
motivated.
motivated, and educated students join local universities is going to increase the um, kind of the quality and competitive spirit of universities.
So
And the trend is also, sorry, Ankur, to finish, the trend is also with us as well at Enko Education. We strive to the world's best university, but the best university for me is that what is the best university for my student. I mean, where the student feels the best, gets the best education, best environment, best support. So yes, rankings, reputations are on the other side, but what about me as a student? Yeah. Where do I find my place?
absolutely. I mean, that's what we say, best fit universities. I mean, we need to find best fit universities, and we have to keep that thought in our head that maybe the most ranked university may not be the best fit for the kind of programs that my student is looking for. Absolutely. I'm so happy to hear that students are now exploring universities in Africa. I have visited a few universities in Africa, and I mean one in Kenya. I mean, I forgot the name, but that had a large contingent of students from Africa, and then Ashesi University, and then I think another university in Accra is doing very well. We had them; the owners were here with us for Intersect 5. I just checked the name; I'm forgetting it. But Africa is now. I mean, that's what we keep lamenting. I mean, we need to build institutions in Africa, and it starts from education. So Enko Education is doing its part. I think universities are also coming up. You may want to add something here. I mean, the kind of universities in Africa that your students are exploring.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Kenya is one of the destinations. There is a American university in
Yeah,
Kenya, Strathmore University, University of Nairobi
yeah,
itself. Ashesi
yes.
University is always on our list. I'm afraid no, not to miss any of the universities, but there are the local universities as well. For example, the students they are going to Malian universities and they are very successful over there because they have
Mm,
a couple of very rigorous programs. Senegalese students very often choose to stay at home, and this is fine. Ivorian students as well, South African students, they a lot go to South African universities, and we do have some other students, other countries going to South Africa, especially UCT Cape Town. University of Cape Town is very popular, and but the problem right now, in my understanding, that whatever I've seen, there is not enough seat sometimes for students.
mm,
I mean, so I would love to see development of universities in Africa, expanding, opening new ones, competitive new concept, and oh my God, how could I forget African Leadership University?
yeah,
Definitely
in
one of the most
Mauritius.
open-minded, open university. We do have very close relationship. Our students choose to go there very often. Yeah, and it's like a different concept, but this is very very appealing because they do gain kind of their independence and the agency over their own lives in those universities because it's them. That's what the message that I usually tell my students is that, guys, I can give you information, I can give you tools, I can give you everything whatever you need to make a decision, but we're not going to make decision for you. So those types of students will be also very selective towards the universities because they do have questions, and that's great when they have questions. I mean, and they do very thorough process of the selection, and that is great. Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of the universities I have visited African Leadership University in Mauritius, great university. I went to USIU in Nairobi, which has
USI.
great USIU. I remember I just checked them up online. And then I also saw the university by the name of Academic City University. I visited it in Accra
Academic
last
city in
time,
Africa. Yeah.
October. And then for Intersect 5, we had the president and great people. I mean, like the staff, four of them came for Intersect 5 in February. I think so. Africa is now building some really, really good institutions, and great news for us to do that, right? And
Yeah.
as somebody who has been in the region for 8 years now,
Yeah.
this is a
Yeah.
very, I'm sure, heartening news. Can you talk about some trends? I mean, you mentioned a little about why at the start everybody wanted to go abroad, but now they are now with the geopolitical situation also, things are changing.
Yeah, I think like definitely I speak from the perspective what I see in our schools and the students I'm
Yeah,
talking and our staff I'm talking. The first of all, there is very, very good thing is about there is a really increased pride of your identity. And we always say, like, definitely in most of our schools, we teach IB. The IB has the same philosophy. Yeah, like respect others, cultures, and nations after you do respect your own.
yeah,
So in one of those mottos, we say, like, we want you guys to grow African roots, very deep roots, and global wings. So it can take you anywhere in the world. But you never forget who you are. I see very grown up people also coming back, having very successful careers around the world, and they're coming back, and this is amazing because they're bringing something new. But on the other hand, I also think that probably you agree with me that when you are young and they can travel, they see the world, they see and compare how similar and how different they are. Student is student, it's just they are curious, they're excited, they are very active, they want to explore, they want to do something new. That's fine. I mean, even you are in the best place in the world, you still want to go out from there and see other places.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this is absolutely normal. This is absolutely normal. So, and for everybody is a different age. So, our students definitely, as I told you, are exploring a lot. We're giving them a lot of tools to filter their choices, how they want to address their choices, but definitely they decide themselves, okay, this is what I want to do. And the careers as well. There is a huge, I think the change is happening right now in the career choices as well, because we saw a lot of like a massive orientation on medicine, engineering, maybe business as well, any type of engineering, because yeah, there are lots of building, lots of development is happening, and it is quite normal because they see the opportunity of their future employment or getting into the business and so on. But for example, I was talking to one of my counselors from Togo, and she was telling me that it's amazing, Kate, but I see a lot of switch here because there are so many students now aspiring to social sciences and even artistic careers, which was very, very low before. And I'm happy for that because it means so we're going to have really very well educated and equipped society very soon that can take all of the ownership of
Absolutely.
their own lives.
I mean, it's quite similar trend to what we are seeing also in India over last 15 years or so that I have been working in higher education. But quickly, we have 6 minutes on the clock. I'm also mindful of that, and I'm just checking some chat messages if somebody has some feedback. Okay, so our friend Prabha from Mauritius is mentioned great going Ankur and Kate. Hi Prabha, I hope everything is fine in Mauritius.
Hello,
Thank you
Prava.
for all the yeah, Prabha is here. So great. Thank you so much. And another colleague has mentioned, given us a hands clap. Thank you so much for giving us that. I really appreciate your acknowledgement. It really helps and keeps us going and gives us a feedback on how the conversation is being perceived. Finally, I mean, the couple of questions, Kate. I know you are very. I mean, I spoke about my travels in Africa. One of the under traveled region for me is the Francophone Africa, where we have French speaking students and I think
Yeah.
you started from a francophone country, and you are I think you are quite a number of schools in that region. If you want to talk about francophone Africa and the kind of students that come from there,
are very intelligent, very highly motivated, very ambitious, and I'm happy. And also more and more becoming bilingual, and more, for example, switching their gears from French-speaking countries to English-speaking countries more. And we have like a quite large schools over there, big cohorts of graduating students. We just had a IB results, and they're great results over there, admissions to the top universities from West African countries. So these schools are like our pride. And the most importantly, I think, Angkor, we used to discuss. I had actually the couple of months ago another session about the African students in general and international education, and probably that is one of the messages that I want to bring it here is about like how to approach African students.
Yeah.
Because what is the trend that we see sometimes from universities, what they are looking for, and what they find on place. And for example, if you're not very familiar with the setting, environment, and background, you might get it all wrong.
So
So
how should we approach? I mean, that's the final question that we can answer here, Kate. I think wonderful. That will be wonderful conclusion to our conversation. How can universities approach Enko schools and your students?
we are always open, first of all, to give them the detailed background stories of each student and the school and environment. We talked at the beginning about the access, and we talked why Enko Education started. So it was an issue of access to higher education and to high school education as well. So therefore, the African students, they come to our schools right now, and I'm pretty sure other schools as well. They come from very diverse backgrounds, so they are background knowledge is not unified, something that you will find in just like a traditional international schools, because their daily life sometimes is more challenging, and they are more resilient because of their daily life conditions than other students. And for example, the same grade from one of the schools in Africa does not necessarily mean it is the same grade that comes from the Western World International School. So the students try very hard to catch up with international curriculum, but they might need time. But their whole background stories and the environment they come and what is the possibility they have, this is what they need to look into. And not just the holistic approach. Yeah, we know holistic approach, extracurriculars and academic combination, but their background matters. The background matters a lot. It's culturally, it's traditionally, family-wise, education-wise. What was their education journey before they came to and before they graduated from an international school, so-called, yeah, but because they were not in that international school from grade one
Yeah.
in many cases. So how they moved there, I mean, what is their uh, uh, different perspective that these students have in a daily life that some other students don't. And sometimes we would find absolutely fascinating stories of the students, which sometimes they don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
We call it big deal. But when we sit with them and say, Lord, because of this activity, all of this thing, it's so helpful life skill activity, life experience that it makes you stand out among thousands of candidates, because others, I'm pretty sure, have never done anything like before and never had any chance even to engage in so close into the real life experiences. So the real life experience that our students
Yeah.
come from uh, outweighs fancy extracurriculars.
Absolutely. Thank you
Sorry.
so much. Thank you so much, Kate, for enlightening us on your students and the kind of students that we can find in your schools in Africa. I know, I mean, the aspect of merit itself is debatable. I mean, what is merit? And when we talk about holistic admissions, what is holistic and what is it that we are judging in those holistic admissions? Having worked with interdisciplinary and liberal arts institutions myself, I know, I mean, sometimes holistic admission is more problematic than the cutoff based admissions where you just need to get one score. But with holistic, I mean, the world is open and then the universities are free to decide what weightage to what and what can they prop up and what they can downplay. So it's a very, very challenging world, and it, especially post pandemic, I mean, the university admissions and the holistic admissions have become more and more competitive. I have students, we are now having Dr. Shitija with us. We're going to talk about this as well. But I mean, the way things are moving, it is becoming more and more competitive, be it holistic, be it, we say best fit universities, but best fit universities are also very limited now these days. So thank you so much, Kate. It was an honor, as always, to have you here. Thank you for your time, for joining us and introducing your students, Enko Schools. Great work. Please continue doing it.